All right. All right. Well, thank you for coming. We're here doing my first podcast with my best friends that I've known forever. This is Janet,
Hi.
Sandra,
Hello.
and Olivia.
Hello.
We've been best friends for God knows how long. How long have we been best friends?
Over 30 years, I would say.
30 years. And we're a big group. We're missing quite a few girls that couldn't come. They're vacationing. So some of the girls are not here, but we're like, how many are we? Like 10 or 11?
Mm-hmm.
10 or 11 girls that we all get together. We get together like once a month and we try to do trips and we have fun. We get together, we have drinks, and we know each other. We know each other forever. We've been best friends forever. We know each other's lives, bad and good. So we're going to do a little podcast. We're going to talk about us older women that we're going through our menopause, we're going through changes in our bodies. Since we've known each other for so long, we can actually know the difference, like personality, what has changed in our bodies, physically, emotionally. We've been through thick and thin. So we've been through divorces, marriages, 2 marriages, babies, 3 marriages, God knows how many boyfriends. And so we're here just to talk about like life and just what we're going through right now. And, the difference. Two of them are single, Olivia and Sandra. And Janet's married. She's been married forever with her longtime
Boyfriend.
husband. Well, longtime boyfriend because they've been college sweetheart. And obviously, everybody that knows me, they know that I was previously in a relationship, several relationships. And then I recently got married, remarried with my husband, James, that we've been married for 5.5 years. So let's get to it.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
All right. So anyway, first let's just talk about like changes. Like what are we going through right now? Like what do you feel that you're going through in terms of like um symptoms of like menopause? Our bodies are changing, we're getting older, we're not 20 or 30 anymore. So what do you feel like what are you struggling right now in terms of changes in your body? Like let's talk with first Sandra and Olivia that they're single and like, it's different for you guys because we're married and our interactions are different and we have to go through different things. So you guys that are single and out there and meeting probably guys, and you guys feel like you still want to be out there and kind of like
Well, the question
meeting people, right?
What are your symptoms?
Right, what are your
What are you
symptoms
feeling
first?
now?
And
You want to go first? I think you. I think you're not in menopause, or
Yeah, I don't
I don't
think
know
so.
if you're in perimenopause.
Yeah,
yet.
so I'm really not in menopause, and probably starting, with probably some pre-menopause symptoms. I try to be healthy and take care of my body. I try to work out as much as I can. I think that helps,
right,
and it helps alleviate not only menopause symptoms, but I think as our bodies change and as we get older, it's
sure,
important to remain healthy, with what we eat, what we do, and certainly exercising is a huge part of it.
absolutely,
Um, and it just helps us emotionally. It helps us, with our bodies, with our physical body. So I think that having a balance is very important. To age gracefully. And I think that it's really what you do and how you feel, right? Because you can be 40 but still look 30. And I think that I'm comfortable in my own skin.
good.
But
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you.
I
Yeah,
just continue to do what works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, and some of
sure.
our schedules are very busy. And I know that I've had to struggle with that for a little bit, but I think that it's necessary to take time for ourselves, right? And do things that are gonna keep us healthy and certainly keep us stable emotionally and just happy
When
overall.
did you feel like your body was slightly changing, like
So it just depends. And I know that I was in the menopause in my 40s, but I gained some weight,
yeah,
in my 40s.
guilty of that.
Again, it was mainly, I think due to the stress, of work and my father passing. And I think that all of those emotional,
Yeah,
states, even though I wasn't eating, I was just gaining weight. And once I think my body just kind of leveled down, I was able to, again come back to my. And again, I knew the importance of making exercise a priority for me. So I try to exercise
oh yeah.
just to maintain normal body.
Super important.
Yeah, for me, it's I'm not in menopause. I'm obviously perimenopausal. I just turned 51, believe it or not.
Girl,
Yeah,
51 in premenopause. I'm
51.
48 going through
Yeah.
menopause, but
But some of the changes, and like Oli said, exercise. I've always exercised some form, you know,
mhm,
just to keep myself healthy. It helps me mentally. I can tell you that when I was going through a divorce, the one thing that I would say helped me the most
mhm,
was exercise.
mhm.
That outlet, that release of all those endorphins, all that stress that you build up, absolutely helped me. I
Yeah,
think that if I wouldn't have had that, I would have been depressed. I would have, went
yeah,
to a dark place. But for me, exercise has always been the go-to thing.
yeah,
Um, I really think that's important, not just for mental state, but as women, our bone, our muscle mass, all that type of
mhm,
stuff. As we get older, bone density
yeah.
decreases, all that stuff, and lifting weights, exercising definitely maintains you healthy.
Well, we should also mention too that you're a nurse, so you are in the healthcare field, so you do know exactly, how to take care of yourself. You could detect certain things in your bodies and you're in the healthcare and stuff like that. We should also mention that we're all slightly different in ages. I probably am, well, not, I'm not the youngest. I think Catalina's the youngest, but we're all slightly old. Like some girls are in the group are older. They're already 52. Some, Yvonne,
53.
53. So I think the youngest is Kata because we have 50s to 48 and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's super super important to exercise and everything. I mean, Janet, are you going through it?
Yeah, I am definitely going through it. I think passing the perimenopause. Well, maybe I am still in perimenopause phase, but it started mostly 3 years ago, where I started losing my eyesight. Like not losing it, but my getting blurry,
Yeah.
changing in
Oh yeah,
changes
for
in my
sure.
eyesight. And then I would say just the hot flashes were kicking in, especially at night, or if
Mhm.
I'm having some wine, that would
Mhm.
definitely trigger
Mhm.
the hot flashes at night. Just recently, now that I'm experiencing what I had mentioned to you
You told
before with
me, yeah.
skin crawling,
Yeah.
which is very disturbing because
Are you
it
still
feels
feeling
like
that?
very mild, but it happens mostly at night when I'm
Uh-huh.
trying to sleep. When your body's calm, it just feels like little insects crawling through your skin. But it could be uh, dehydration. It could be needing lotion on your skin.
Have you
I'm not
seen
sure.
a doctor for that?
No, I
Like
haven't. I actually have my appointment coming up, so I'm gonna do, the
Mhm.
hormone testing, make
Right.
sure to see what I'm low on, estrogen,
Right.
testosterone, whatever it may
Yeah.
be. But otherwise, just hair loss when I'm taking a
Yeah.
shower. I'm getting a lot of hair just falling out off my head. Um, what else? I'm fortunate that I don't really deal with like the weight gain and all
Yeah. You've
that.
always been
I'm the
skinny. Go
reverse,
ahead.
like where
Always been
I'm
skinny. All your
losing
sisters,
weight.
yeah.
If I don't eat enough, or if I'm not
Yeah.
exercising or doing something, I'm losing the weight.
Yeah.
And then people are like, "You're so skinny. What happened?" And I did happen to lose some weight when my parents passed away. My dad 4 years ago, my mom a year ago. So it was a lot. So just being able to hold an appetite was
Yeah.
really difficult. But
I've definitely had the weight gain.
Yeah.
And even though I exercise, I think hormonally
Yeah.
it has affected me, and I noticed that I have had
Yeah, no, definitely. I think with me, well, everybody obviously knows that know me in this group, and for you out there that don't, I had gained significantly
Mhm.
a lot. I lost 60 pounds, and I think it was all hormonal too. Honestly, I wasn't taking care of myself. James, my husband, loves to cook, so that didn't really help either. Like we were eating bowls of pasta and shit like that. So we were eating like crazy. And then on top of it, I'm a big drinker. So I like to have my drinks and I was
Mhm.
hanging out with my friends and, having my wine 2 or 3 times a week. And so I think that, again, I think also hormonal, it was just really, really bad. Like I gained a lot of weight and I made the decision to lose weight and naturally, which I have nothing against with people,
Mm.
needing help and stuff like that because everybody's different. I even asked to get on help, but the doctor didn't allow me to do it for whatever reason. And then so I lost the weight and I've been feeling better. But symptoms wise, I feel better in terms of like being skinny. Like I feel better in my skin now,
Mhm.
honestly. Like I like what I'm wearing, like I feel better in my clothes. I feel more, not that I ever felt, not that I ever felt like I lost my confidence, even, gaining weight, because I've always been a confident woman, whatever. But I feel like I feel better now that I've lost weight. But my symptoms, to be honest, are bad. Like I struggle badly with my symptoms. Like I think I was telling Oli the other day too when she was here and stuff. Like and I tell James all the time, like I literally just went to the doctors the other day and we just did blood work for my hormones, so I have to get the results. But I'm definitely going through menopause. It's been a year, over a year that I don't get my period. And but my symptoms are really bad. Like I get hot flashes and at night I'm freezing. I don't know if you guys feel like cold, but I'm freezing. Like I'm literally in a ski gear. Like I swear to God, like I'm wearing like these heavy like Christmas. Like if I lived in New York, like those socks, sweater, jeans. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like I'm literally
I
like
have the opposite. I get warm. I wouldn't say that I'm sweating because there's a lot of people like my
right.
sister says.
Yeah.
No, I am sweating
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I don't have the sweating, but I do get warm enough to where I have to pull the
Yeah,
blanket
me
off.
too. And then you
Stick
get,
my
and then you
yeah,
get cold.
Yeah.
and then 5 minutes later you're like cold again, and you're
Yeah,
like back on the cover.
that's
No,
me.
that's me too. Honestly, that's me too. Like I start off hot, but then I get cold, and then I'm hot and cold, and then I've had nights where I literally wake up drenched in sweat, like drenched, like oh my god, drenched. Like I'm like I have to wake up and I change my clothes because it's like really really bad.
But I will tell you, I think some of that is because I know that you don't. I think as of recently you did start back exercising,
Right.
and I think the more you exercise,
True.
it will help.
I
Because
agree.
I think a part of what's helped me is the exercising, the fact that I keep myself
Yeah.
active, right?
Mhm.
I and if you read, there's studies that say
Oh no,
activity,
100%.
Maybe
yeah,
the drastic loss in weight.
The drastic loss of weight, losing those 60 pounds, my hair fell off like God forbid, but like if I was sick, like I would take a shower and that was like I would cry when I saw the shower. And that's the reason why I started cutting my hair little by little, because just to bring that
Give it,
now that
I
I've
think that
give it some volume.
you go through stages, right? Because there was a time, and especially post COVID, like my hair, everybody's hair, is falling.
yeah.
And now you see like tremendous growth. Like if you look at my hair
Yeah.
underneath, I have like all this
Yeah, like these
stuff
little
Are
hairs.
you taking vitamins?
I always take
Hair.
normal,
Okay.
vitamins, but now it's ridiculous. So now all my hair is coming back because I was had a huge set, like a full set of hair.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think obviously,
Yeah, of
that
course.
easy. I mean, you every so often you have to kind of like shed to come back.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. I feel like my hair is gone, like it's getting back to normal now. Like, and that's the reason why I cut it, because I was like, let me cut it when I like my short. I do like I'm all about changes and trends and stuff. So if the bob is in, I'm gonna go for the bob.
Yeah.
If the long hair is up to your ass, I'm gonna let my hair grow.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. But I feel like after the major weight loss, my hair did fall out a lot, and I was like crying and everything like that. But anyway, yeah. So that's been my biggest symptom, is like the and the emotional roller coaster. Like I was talking to your sister the other day, and with all due, she's not here, so I'm not going to talk about her experience without her being here. But we talk deep, and it's like my emotions are like
Yeah.
all over. Like one day I'm like happy, and the next day I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to like fucking get in the car and leave everybody behind. I'm like, I don't want to hear. No,
I
seriously.
get like that too.
I'm like,
I get like
I don't even. Merce and Jenna are like, what is wrong with him? Like, just
but
let
see,
me
for
go.
me, that was happening to me when I was having a regular period.
Oh my
Like
God.
my
You
moodiness,
get emotional.
Yeah.
Me, when I still get my period regularly.
Yeah.
So, like 3 days before I get my period, I'm like, oh God, I know I'm gonna get my period because I get very sensitive, and I'm like and emotional, and but now as I grow older, like it's I'm more sensitive to things. Where before I was just hardcore, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Now it's just like I listen to a story or I see
Yeah.
something on
Yeah.
TV, and I'm like, and it just
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't control it. But
Yeah.
definitely know when I'm gonna get my period because I'm like, oh Jesus
yeah, I
Christ.
know because
No, me, it's like every day. I'm like fucking every day. It's like
I would
me.
wake up all of a
Like,
sudden.
yeah.
I need everyone.
Yeah, me too. I'm irritable. I'm upset. I'm happy. Sometimes I'm like, come on, let's go, girls, let's go. And she's like, oh God, we got the good mommy today.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'm just like,
Do you put that on the period not having a menstruation?
I think it's just menopause because I went to the doctor and he's like, the doctor was like, you're gonna go through these emotions. So you either have to take supplements and take pills, or and then no matter like what you said, Sandra, like exercising, no matter what, not even for physical appearance, but just it just when I run with James and I'm now pushing him to walk because of his heart and everything like that. I'm the one that's pushing him to walk and run. And now I do Pilates with the girls. And after doing working out, I feel, oh my God, like I'm energetic. I'm ready to go. I'm like, I'm ruling the world.
Yeah.
But the days I don't, I'm like, oh my God, shoot me now. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so either depressed or I don't know.
And what's hard about it? It's like when you know when you have your period, you know it's gonna come every month, and then now as time goes, really don't know when I'm gonna get it. It could be 1 month there, and then you just kind of feel like a buildup in your body, like something's holding you, like tension or something. So when you finally get it, you feel like, oh, a release of tension,
It's funny
and then
because then the hormones go the other way,
Yeah.
and now you feel like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I feel back to normal.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it happens again.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Like that's my biggest problem right now. Like it's the whole oh my God. I never thought I was gonna be so bad with my menopause. I never
And
thought.
I think that's also genetics, right? Because, for example, my mother
I
never
agree.
went through menopause like that.
Yeah, my
She
mom
never
was.
had hot
Yeah,
flashes.
my
She never
mom
had this.
too.
Oh, that doesn't exist. I'm like, yes, it does exist. People
My
have that.
mother says the same.
My mom said maybe it's an old school thing. Maybe they're eating a lot of rice
Let
and
me
beans
tell
or
you,
something.
Ollie, I'm happy that you brought that up because I was just gonna say that too. I think it has a lot to do with genes and hereditary because my mom got her menopause. My mom menopause really early at 50. I got it. I feel younger.
Mhm.
At 40, I started at 47, 48. And my mother at 50 got insoportable, like unbearable.
You remember?
Oh my God, I remember like we were all like, this woman, she was always angry, bitching, always fighting. I was like, oh, we couldn't understand it. And now I understand her because I'm going
Yeah,
through
you're
the
going through.
same thing. And my mom's like, pero niña, ¿qué te pasa? I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong with me? Do you
Did she forget?
Oh, she
Yes.
said,
Okay, then
oh no, you asked her. She's like, that never happened to me. I'm like, what? Are you kidding
Mhm.
me, girl? Woman, you were so unbearable.
Yeah.
Like we were young, we weren't that young, so we remember everything. I was like, you were so bad. Like she was like, we wanted to leave.
I don't remember my mom having
Oh
any
my
of
God,
that.
my
And my mom
mom.
was always like, como nada, never a cramp, never complained. Like and then later on, I'm like, didn't you ever experience that? Like, as my sisters were Yvonne going through her menopause. My mom would always say, like, no, she never had any symptoms, never complained about it. I don't, as I can remember, I don't remember her ever complaining.
I don't remember my mother.
So that's why I'm like, why?
Beauty ever like changing, or anything like that.
Yeah.
My mother has always been the same person.
Yeah,
Like her
no.
moods and everything,
Well, bless
never
them
like
for the.
angry or sad or I don't know, or maybe she hit it well. Who
That's a
It's
knows?
good thing
possible. It's
too.
But I
possible.
also think, right, that most of her life was not here in the United States where the
Sure.
food is more processed.
Sure.
And that's why I think some of
Absolutely.
that has to play
100%.
a role as well, right? When you grow up in a country that everything is fresh. It's like when we travel outside of the country, right? And we go back to our own countries
Yeah.
and we eat the food and we're like, wow, the food tastes different here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The drinks taste different. Everything tastes different because
Everything.
it's
Process.
less
Yeah.
processed.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
So I
agree
think
100%.
that also can play a role.
And I think also, believe it or not, and then we'll move on to the thing. I think also maybe a lot when you go through through these hormone changes and everything. I think it also has a lot to do with like I think your situation in life, even personally, like what you're going through personally in your own maybe single marriage, whatever. I'm like every marriage has they're not perfect, but like for me, and I'm gonna be completely blunt, I've always been transparent. It's like I've been married to James for 5.5 years. Our marriage hasn't been perfect, so we have our ups and downs. And since I'm going through such a imbalanced emotions, the moments that I am, we're not, we have our, moments that we bicker. I'm like, oh my God, where are the papers? I'm not divorcing you. Like, I want to just get out of the marriage, which I know deep down inside I don't.
Yeah.
Because he's great. And oh my God, I was telling Oli the other day after the pool thing, I was like, he's wonderful. Like I would never change that in a million years because he's wonderful to me. He puts up with all my shit. Me alcahuetea. If anybody can let me hear alcahuetea, he like literally goes along with everything.
Yeah.
Whatever I want to do, he's my biggest number one fan and supporter, and he loves the girls. To me, that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
But like I said, when we have our problems, I'm like, oh my God, do I really want to be here? Like, do I really want to be married to this man? Like, so I think your situation also changes as so I'm saying that's why I don't know if when you guys go through a more significant hormonal change, I don't know if you maybe.
Yeah, no, I just think that we're at different places and our approach is very different. Like there's a lot of things now that obviously I was younger, that you just won't put up with. Right? You're like, and I think that the older we get, and there's certain things that we say, well, I'll do this, but I won't do that. I'm not going to sacrifice this. And I think that our approach is different.
And I think,
and at that point, we don't want to settle when it, at least in my case,
sure,
like I'm very particular, and I just won't settle just because I don't want to be by myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Or no, I mean, if you're happy and you're content with yourself, you first have to love yourself
Right.
and be happy with who you are, because you can't make somebody happy.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So, I think that, when the time comes, like I'm not rushing it. Do I want to have
But when do you know? When do you know if you're
You'll
really
know
or not?
to it, yeah.
when you know when you really want to spend time with that other individual.
Yeah, but since since you become when you become so particular in finding someone, don't you feel like sometimes maybe that maybe being too particular, maybe you feel like you being maybe you too picky, or maybe okay, if I don't let this one go,
There's a standard.
maybe like
what you want. And sometimes it's just hard to find all the check marks.
Every individual is going to be different. And at this point in my life, like I don't want to sacrifice that, like my standards, because I have to lower my standards.
Yeah.
I think that when the time is right and that special person comes into your life, you're gonna know.
how do you differentiate
You'll know.
compromising as opposed to settling?
Obviously, you have to compromise once you're in that relationship, but a relationship that you truly want to be in, that you feel content with, that that you're willing to sacrifice beyond, that it's gonna, move on to the next level. There's when two people come together, there's compromise on both ends.
Sure, yeah.
But you have to know that this is the right person, that you're willing to do that sacrifice or that compromise because you love that person and that person makes you happy. So I think that when the time, like for me, while I've been single for a while, I'm not like ready to rush into anything. I think that when the time is right and the right person comes along, we'll be good. Like
Right.
I'm good, and I'm as long as I'm happy and content with that,
And you're open to it.
and I'm
it
open
does
to it.
happen,
I'm open to love. I'm open to new beginnings, 100%.
Yeah.
I just I don't want to settle.
Do you feel, Sandra, you're being a little like, are you like particular in like when you meet someone and?
Well, you got to get out first.
That's true, and that's the hard part. That's the hard part.
Yeah,
but that's the hard part too. Is like that's the hard part. Is like I will say going because you said going out. Like when we went to Booyah last week. Oh my God, this woman almost killed me. We went to Booyah because she was like, "This woman's fucking crazy." Me, referring to me. We went to Booyah. It was Jennifer Brew, which another friend of ours, and Olivia and I, and we went to Booyah, and Olivia. I don't know. Olivia was like, "Oh my God, this guy is super hot," and he walked by us by the table. I'm like, "Girl, go to the bathroom, do something." She's like, "I'm not gonna go to the bathroom." And I'm like, "Girl,
go to the bathroom too."
like, because he was in the bathroom, so I was like, "Go to the bathroom, bump into him, bump into him." That's what I told my niece. We went. Another story with my niece Nicole.
Yeah.
She's another person. Like, like I have to so whatever. We're at Booyah and everything like that. We were there. And the guy, and I go, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna see if he's in the bathroom." I go to the bathroom, he's walking out. So I'll go see, right? Anyway, so he goes to I go to the bathroom. I literally, no, I didn't. I went to he comes out. I'm like, fuck. I went to the bathroom. He was already out. I don't know what happened. I think he was checking us out too or something like that. Anyway, he comes again and passes us. I was like, hey, hold on. And I stopped him. Oh my God.
Jenny. Yeah, Jenny does have those. Yeah.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never do
Yes.
that. I'm so
She has it. What are you? You're like,
I was just like,
no, I stopped him. I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh man, no, it wasn't him that was hot. It was the other guy that was hot. It was the gray hair that was hot. Remember that?
No.
Now she's confused as to which one was
No.
Had already.
No. It was the guy that passed by. He was cute, but I was like, and I asked him, "Is the guy at the table with you? Is he single or married? And are you guys alone or whatever?" He was like, "Oh yeah, he's single, this and that." And I was like, "Oh, because we think he's good looking, and my friends are here single, and and they're good looking." He's like, "Oh, okay, oh really, whatever." So he goes to the table, comes back, he's like, we come to the table, we're inviting you to the table and everything." And it was like, "Oh my god," I'm like, "Fuck it, Todd, let's go." So we went to the table, we started talking to them. Girl,
Good.
but Olivia ended up going out with them at the after party. Jennifer Abreu was like, "I'm out."
Oh, really?
Oh my God, she was out. She was like, "Oh no," but she was talking to the other guy. But most of the men were married there and very respectful. Like, pa qué? They were married. They all say they were married and everything like that. They were friendly, and I said I was married. We all very, very respectful, I have to say. But the single guy, the one that Olivia ended up going to, so he was single and he was salt and pepper, cute and everything. He like does this wine thing or liquor. I don't know what does he do, like wine and
Emotions?
vineyards or some shit like that, whatever. So then we ended up going, and then one of the guys, I guess they tapped him out because he was like slurring already. He couldn't drink. So they said we can't sell you any more drinks. Well, not him, yeah, because we were fine, but they were like whatever. So we're leaving. Olivia and I are about to go, and I meet up to another friend at where we went to that place where we used to be Dragonfly.
Oh yeah, I don't know what
That Negroni.
Okay.
So we're leaving and we passed by Negroni and my friend's like, "Jennifer, hola." I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" So we're talking, whatever. And then those guys end up going there again, meeting us there. I don't know if they were following us, but they ended up being there. And I was like, "Look, it's 10 o'clock. My husband is like, not that James gets pissed off, but I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to keep drinking anymore. I'm gonna go." I'm like, "Oli, are you okay to stay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna stay." She was like, "I want to stay for a little bit longer." Absolutely.
Having fun, yeah.
Absolutely.
The other people, and so it was a group, and so everybody, oh, let's do this. Let's go to this after party. And I was like,
Oh no, absolutely.
Why not?
I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
For me to like stop a guy and be like, "Oh, I won't do that."
No,
That's
yeah,
not me.
yeah,
That's not
yeah,
my
yeah,
personality.
yeah.
Now, am I social and can I engage in a
Oh,
social
I know,
conversation in an
absolutely.
environment? 100%.
Yeah.
That's my thing. However, I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
And
put you.
so, but after that, I mean, Jenny is very different.
Yeah. We all have different personalities.
No, I'm a social. I think
to a fly on the wall.
I will.
I will be.
I will. And I have. I've sometimes when I'm alone and stuff like that, I'm like, "Fuck it, let me have lunch." And I go lunch by myself.
Yeah.
And I'll sit at the bar and I'll talk to everybody. I'm like, "Oh my God."
That's the
I would
thing.
never do that.
I
I would
would.
never do that.
I would.
I would never go up to a bar and just sit there.
Yeah,
And have lunch
Oh,
by myself.
I will. That's the best
I mean,
part.
I don't mind sitting there and having lunch by myself, but I will not talk to everybody.
Oh no, that's networking.
Not be the one talking to.
I'll be eating my food like, okay.
Food is over. Okay.
Let's go.
No, literally, I've gone to a bar and even being married with James, like I'm
You
like
make friends with the bartender.
I make friends with everybody, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't know who I'm gonna meet. Oh my God, what do you do? Oh my God, look at one of the guys that were there. He's a contractor, a general contractor. So we exchanged numbers, and the next day I told James, "Oh, I met this guy. He's a general contractor. We met him at Booyah, and I'm gonna reach out to him because he does real estate. He does developer. You don't know where work comes from, So to me, I'm always looking about not the flirtation doesn't hurt because everybody likes to flirt occasionally because it kind of boosts. You're like, "Oh shit," like who doesn't flirt? Like the flirting is not. It's harmless. What I'm saying is that I was like, "Fuck it, my girlfriends are single. This guy's hot. They think they're I'm like, I know these girls don't have the balls to do it. I'm gonna like get in that table no matter what." And you know what? They bought us around the drinks and Olivia met a friend. We had a good time and Olivia ended up going to the after party. I went home and it was fine. And look, you never know where that relationship, whether it becomes a relationship or not, but you don't know where it becomes. Like,
and if there's potential there.
Or potential.
My cousin and I were joking. I just went to Key West with my cousins, and we were joking because we were like, "Girl, for us to find a man, they better fall out the sky."
That's what I'm saying. But
we're
nowadays,
so introverted.
but that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, it's so hard because it's hard. It's hard. Like the other day, we went when Nikki was here. My niece Nicole, Marnie's daughter, she was here. She stayed a couple of days with us, and we went to Hillstone. And we ended up going. It was the girls. I don't even. Jenna wasn't here. It was Marissa, Nikki, James, and I. And she saw this guy from all the way to the bar. And Nicole's like, oh my God, dear Jenny, he's hot. And I'm like, damn, girl, which one? This one. And she's like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm like, girl, just go to him. Like, go past by the bar, make a conversation. The games are on. Fucking buy a drink there, whatever. I don't want to do it. Like, I'm like, you're, how old are you? So, whatever. She didn't do it. I literally went to the bathroom. I bumped into him by purpose.
And you said you have it.
No, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. He's like, no, it's okay, and whatever. He was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then he left. Like, right when I bumped into him, I thought I was going to have a conversation to start, my conversation with Nicole. When I said, oh, I'm sorry, whatever, I turned around, he was already walking, like, to exit. He had already paid the bill. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Nicole, go run after him.
way.
Run. And she literally went out the door to.
She stopped him?
No, he had already, he had already went too far. But I'm like, again, it's each personality and stuff like that. But
yeah, I don't know if I have the guts to do that. Like, for sure, everyone. I mean, maybe if I'm at the bar and somebody speaks to me, of course I'm gonna just continue conversation. But or even if somebody's there and I'm like, oh, what did you order? What did you have? Or what are you drinking? And then it probably spark up a conversation.
Yeah, and I think that it's different. Again, now even guys our age or whatever, they're looking for some younger girls. And let's be realistic. I think that there's very
or older because I know a lot of guys that are.
I know that a
lot of young guys are doing older women. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
exactly. And how young is too young?
But I think that
no, there's never too.
There's not, no, but
no, I get it.
But
you don't want the little mustaches.
You want it just a fuzz. You don't want a fuzz.
You don't want the fuzz. You want like a.
But I think that so it's hard because again, and I think that while we look young and we look good, and look, when we went to Tennessee, how many young kids did not hit on us? We were like, dear mother.
Yeah.
But again, it's how you feel, your appearance, and you can be 40, but you're still, you're still young. You still have to be
feel
comfortable in your own skin. But there's a lot. You're competing against a lot of social media. This is how they're supposed to look. Their good body, their good shape. I mean, there's so much out there. Like I don't know how these kids nowadays.
It's so hard.
Is because they have this perfect image of what you're supposed to look like. Skin, big boobs, skinny. And it's just looks like a bird.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And it's not real. It's not. It really does. Like it scares me. I mean, like to see all these young girls. Like we didn't have that. We just grew up the way we grew up.
Right.
It is what it is. This is the way we live.
What we did was look at Cosmopolitan,
the magazine in style. What's in style? We had to buy a magazine
because I think in our age group, what was in fashion was the very skinny girl, right? That's what we saw.
It wasn't the super hourglass, like the super, like voluptuous.
You never saw somebody with a big butt, somebody with big breasts. You didn't see that. For us, it was like, the straight stick figure. You had to be super skinny, and that is what we were up against, right? So you just have to be confident in yourself. I think too, most of that stuff is who are we really doing it for, right? We're not really doing it for a man because I'm gonna be very honest. Now at this age, I know men don't give a shit about that. They really don't.
I think some men do.
I think we care most about it as women. We care how we look, and we constantly compare ourselves to other women. But I think that's sometimes where we go wrong, right? Because we get too focused on, well, I don't look like that. Well, I don't have that. Well, I don't have those, the eyebrows. I don't have the lashes or it's like stupid little things that really don't really matter in the big picture.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with that. Like, but I think for some men it is important, like the way your physical appearance.
I know,
for some men, no, for some women do.
There needs to be some form of physical attraction. But like, for example, my husband's always been an athlete. He's always been fit and thin, and it runs in our family. My son is fit. My daughter is very fit and athletic. So for when we have these conversations, and I do talk to my husband, he's like, if you ever get big in this, he's like, I'm gonna have to tell you to hit the gym, and then you're gonna have. I'm like, but you still love me, right? He's like, I don't. Like he starts, I don't know, but I think so, but I don't know. I would really push you and encourage you to go back to the gym, But I don't think that genetically that's possible.
No, it's not impossible. I've known you
You got
since
lucky that I'm genetic.
I've known you since you were 12, and that is I've never seen your body change other than your boobs that
Mind
now.
you, I was teased younger because I was too skinny, and I had a complex of my skinny legs or like my skinny, like just being skinny. So for me, was always wanting to gain weight and put some meat on my bones or put get some no booty, So for me, was always like getting meat on my bones, and in being like more. What do you say?
I was skinny when I was little too, and then I freaking gained 60 pounds. So yeah, I think it
I think that
changes.
it's also very important. And I see it in women all the time too. I'm like, and I know that sometimes it's hard for people to lose weight and to do that, and
It's
they need to make
hard,
sure that they maintain that because
and
it's
it's work,
important.
and it's work.
It's a lot of work, and I think that you can't let yourself
Yeah.
go, right? I think that you always need to, look good and not be in pajamas all day, and work out and exercise. Especially if your husband looks good,
Yeah, no, 100%.
good. You want to.
Yeah.
Again, and if a man's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat no matter
Yeah.
what. But you have to also, play a big part in that and make
Yeah.
sure that you maintain, if he looks good, you better look good too. I
Make an
think
effort.
that
At least show that
make
you're
that
making an effort.
effort
Yeah.
Do you
really
feel do you feel like being older and successful and all that? Do you feel more confident now than you were in your 30s or something? Despite forget about appearance as wise, but like, do you feel like more confident? Like, are you okay? Like now, 40
In your
something
stage
years
of life.
old, like at the, do you feel more confident now as being now who you are than let's say in your 30s when when you were married or
I definitely think that I'm very confident in who I am and my success and what I've done and accomplished. I think that's something that I've always worked hard for. I think that it has a double-edged sword, right? So being so successful or being, that confident
intimidate?
intimidates. And I think that that's been my biggest challenge where, and then I look at them and they're like, oh, what do you do?
Oh,
What's your career?
100%.
And it's really hard. It's really hard because the majority of the people,
It's like that Sex in the City
so,
episode when she's like, she's a lawyer, but she's like, I'm a flight attendant.
Oh, she's
Because
lowering the
she
standard.
said she's a partner in the law firm. The when Sex in the City was good, but like when she was like she was in the speed date,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, I'm a flight attendant," and the guy got turned on because they were all intimidated because she was a
Yes.
partner in a law firm.
majority of these guys, they end up,
Yeah,
with somebody that really doesn't have a career, doesn't have anything, just is a stay-at-home mom, and I'm like, what? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But I think that really, I don't know if it turns people off or it intimidates them. So I think that while it's great, it's also for me, it's been like, oh my god, it's tough.
Yeah. It's hard.
It
It's
really is.
hard to find
But
something
do I feel confident in who I am and who
more now than
it's because you don't feel like you have to rely on somebody,
Yeah.
right? And if
Yeah.
you have to pick up and leave, you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not something like a burden where before you would just stay in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think that it's a good thing, but it may intimidate,
oh,
at least
absolutely.
from my end and
Yeah.
my experience.
Yeah.
Well, because you
And
when you
because
go
at this
out,
point, I
but
will not settle.
Sandra doesn't really go out, so I don't. I mean, you
I
don't.
didn't go out as much either. I
I don't
don't.
go
I
out
think
that
that
much, but I don't think that that has affected my confidence then to now.
Yeah.
I think you mature, you see life
Hmm.
differently. What you thought was important in a relationship might be the same importance to you now. That
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Yeah.
For me, being married was important back then. Right now, I'm divorced. I've been single for a long time. Do I think I need marriage? No.
Do you think it's easier you're being married or like is it harder being single as a single mom and like as opposed if you were to have been married?
There's times where you want a partner. You want to be able to
Sure.
discuss certain
Yeah.
things, right? And I wish I had an amicable, that
Yeah.
I could say we
Right.
married, right, co-parenting, but I don't,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to deal with it as best as I can. I do the best that I know how.
Hmm.
Like everybody says, there is no playbook in
There is not.
raising a child. You do what the best you can, which I think everybody does. So I mean, I don't know. I think that it is nice to have a partner in life that
Hmm.
you can share things.
Sure. Yeah.
I just don't think that my priorities are the same now than what they used to be. I don't see marriage as something that I
That you.
actually need.
Right.
Will I like to have a partner eventually? Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's nice to have someone that you can if you come home and you have an issue that you can talk to,
Talk
right?
to.
Because
Or
right
picking
now
up
it's
their
Spend time.
thoughts
Spend time
or
with. Yeah.
exactly spend time, go on a date, go away for the weekend, whatever it is. Yeah, that's nice. That's all fine and dandy. But it's also nice to be alone.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
There's something to be said for being in your own space, without having to, constantly be, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there.
Mhm.
Not that I ever dislike that, but I don't know. It's just there's a certain piece there that for me is important.
Yeah. And not only that, there's a lot of people who are in unhappy relationships
yeah.
who it's a habitual thing, it's a habit, or they just
A
don't want to
hundred
get
percent.
out of
Or
it,
even
or they
not even,
just can't imagine themselves alone
or not
and just
even,
stay in a relationship
or
for
just
the wrong reasons.
financially, they just can't do it
Right.
alone. Like some people just stay with them because financially, if I'm out, fuck, I'm gonna struggle. Like, okay,
Yeah.
he meets me halfway or more than halfway,
Hmm.
and financially, I just can't. Like, I have to either figure it out and stuff. But Janet's been the longest person here in this group married. Congratulations to that.
Out of everyone? No.
Well, I mean,
Well,
here out of us, I
yeah.
mean, out of the group, you haven't been the longest. I think. Well, I think you probably have. Morella's been married.
Christina, I
Christina,
think,
Morella, and you probably the longest.
I'm not
Yvonne probably goes
sure.
after that.
Yeah, I've been
But
going on 23 years
right. Oh,
now.
Gata's been actually
Yeah,
Gata's been
I
with
think she's
George for a
20.
very
Yeah,
long time too. But
yeah. For the
you've
most
been the
part,
longest.
yeah.
So how is
Yeah, I would have to say like every marriage, we were kids, pretty much 19 when we met, and we were just trying to figure out who we are as
yeah.
people, and we kind of had to grow together. Was it great all the time? No, like every marriage, it was challenging in some
But
moments,
don't you feel that it's easier
I
doing
think
that,
now,
growing
I think
together as
it was
opposed to
very hard. There's moments where it could have not, gone the right route,
sure.
but mind you, I do believe I married an amazing guy who tolerates me and I tolerate
Yeah.
him, and we're
Yeah.
both not the easiest people.
Right.
But I would have to say we had to grow up together, and we had to find maybe it's a tolerance, a balance, or whatever it was,
Yeah.
patience. We had to have that, and along with kids involved, it was moving to a third world country
Yeah.
and doing all of that together also was a challenge. But I think after all of that, after 28 years together, um, I feel like it's brought us closer now. We've gone through all the challenges. We've gone and even now we still bicker and do our little arguments, but he's my partner, he's my
Yeah.
best friend. And I wouldn't do it any other way without
Right.
him. Like
Right.
we just meet each other halfway all the time. You
And you
know?
guys compliment each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I think it's for me that I'm recently married. I feel that I talk to my sister Marnie all the time because she's been married for a long time with Carlos, and I feel that maybe it's although you had your challenges, I'm sure, and it's been difficult and it hasn't been an easy path or easy road, or I'm sure that, but I'm just saying like when you meet that person so young and you love that person, you grow with that person. So you change, he changes, but you're changing together. And you're changing kind of in you're growing
Yeah.
together. You're changing, but in growing in the same path, in the same
Yeah. I
wants,
do believe like
Yeah, but I
there's
think every
moments in
choice
I
is
think
each
there's
person.
moments
Right.
in at least I can speak for myself. My marriage was like challenging close, and then it went, oh, okay,
Well,
we had
because
to
you guys
well,
lived in different, also
different
different countries
countries
for
for a while,
a while
but
too.
even that, even let me tell you, you grow apart. Okay, let's meet each other. We have our
Oh,
talks. We
100%.
communicate. We get together. Oh, things. Oh, okay. And then I would say throughout the years, it's been like
Oh,
one of these,
oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
so now and now it's just different. Now it's a mature love. It's
Yeah,
a love of respect.
yeah.
You know, it's just a different kind of love. It's a heavy
And
love.
that's what I'm
It's a love
saying.
that I can't imagine my life
Right,
without.
without.
So.
But that's what I'm saying. It's probably now for us, and I say us because I'm recently married, and you guys, if
Mhm.
you guys hopefully one day find your partner, and if you don't, that's fine
Yeah.
too. But you
And if they
listen.
don't,
If you
they're
don't, it's
happy.
fine too. We are our soulmates, and we have
Yeah,
our
we have a good
we have each
friendship.
other. Thank
Yeah.
God we have an amazing bond and an amazing friendship. So like whether you do or not, it's but what I'm saying, like for us, that I met James at such an older age, it's for me, I feel it's been harder because he has his set ways and I have my set ways.
Yeah.
I'm stubborn and God knows he's fucking stubborn. Although he's the kindest and he has the biggest heart ever, but he's stubborn in his ways. And I'm stubborn in my ways where I've had to, my God, like literally like take deep breaths
That's where
all
we're
the time. And him too. I'm sure him too. Like I'm sure he's like this fucking crazy. I want to fucking kill her sometimes. You know, I'm sure we want to kill each other all the time, but it's hard for me. I feel like it's harder now because we're so set in our ways. Like we met
I
at
know
such an
that
older age.
hormonal.
Oh my God, hormonal.
You're
Like,
going
are
through
you
your
kidding?
hormonal.
I tell him all the time, and you know,
hot flashes.
no hot flashes and real talk here. Like I said, like sex drive is also for me. It's been low. Like I had to, you know, that's why I'm going to the doctor.
Right.
I'm seeing what can help me because sexually, you know, him because of his heart problem months ago or years ago, or me now I'm full blown menopause. So now I'm like, you know, it's hard for me to even want it or
Maybe that's
desire
why
it.
maybe you can have a human some medication or some.
No, and
What is it called?
I was actually
The
the
pellet.
pellet, but I was
Something
actually
that
at my
can give you
cousin's house on the 4th of July, and she puts. Did you know that you could put cream like
estrogen cream.
no on your body
Testosterone cream.
to?
Yeah, you put it here too.
How the hell nobody told me this shit before?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but it's just
And it's just like a cream that helps.
And your
Yeah,
Normally
she's
depends, but you could. I have a friend I was speaking to last week, and she puts it between right here on her thigh. She says that's works. It's either that, the pellets, the cream.
well. Monica,
or
my cousin
medication
was.
pills.
I was there in the house the 4th of July. And she said, "Prima, pero la doctora no like she hasn't given you a cream like you mean well I put cream on every day." And she's like, "No cream like oh she's like no I'm like cream." And she's like, "That's helped me because she's also through menopause and she's helped it's helped her with her life, her marriage,
Did you
and
talk to the doctor about that?
I'm gonna go. Well, we've been talking about it in our chat. Like my doctor sucks, and I hate my doctor, and I want to see a new doctor. So that doctor that Yvonne saw doesn't take my insurance. So now I'm trying to see if I can go to the other two doctors that you said. Oh my god, you know whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get an appointment there because it's not easy, and I need to get help. That I know that for sure. Like I definitely
there's
definitely
a lot of resources. Yeah, but I think that one thing that for sure helps us in the group, maintain is that while most of you guys are married, right, and still have your lives, you still find um, time to reconnect with your friends and have your own personal social life.
Yeah.
I think that women in particular lack that. Men do that more often than girls. They're at the bar, they watch the game, they go watch a soccer game, a football game, basketball game, and they reconnect with their friends. We typically as women don't. Once we're married or once we're the boyfriend,
Yeah, you're
girlfriend,
only with them.
and we lose ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We lose our identity. But I think that it's important that we maintain that level of uh, of commitment to ourselves, right? Our own time. Like
Yeah.
I love and I enjoy going to get my nails done.
yeah
By myself. Don't come with me.
yeah
I want to
yeah.
enjoy myself. I want to go shopping.
I
want to go
yeah,
shopping
I like
for
shopping
retail.
by myself too.
I don't enjoy because I like to just like, oh, I want to try this on. I don't want to be brushed. I don't want to,
Yeah.
and that's me time. I think that's where I kind of just like, that's my zen. And my family and everybody knows me. I love shopping.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
these things. But that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
There are things that obviously I want to do with my family because I love my family, and then my alone time or my girl time, I think it's important, whether you're married or you're not married. And I think that whether we do this, and we continue to do it once a month or,
Yeah.
I think it's important. And then it's
Yeah,
important for you guys, especially that are married. And I'm, grateful that your husbands, saying,
Yeah.
okay, they're cool with it. We went on a trip recently.
Right.
yeah,
And most of the people on that trip were married,
Yeah.
and that's great because not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
again, and I think that that's where you kind of lose yourself in your identity and you're just that other person
Yeah.
that you're with.
Yeah, for sure. That's important. Having girlfriends that you can spend time like we do, discuss, talk about everything, cry, be upset, do all those things. I mean, I think that's
I
important to have that group.
agreed.
And as long as we've had it, I think
I
it's
agreed.
amazing.
I think it's a blessing, truly a blessing that we have each other, honestly,
Yeah.
because we've all gone through our thick and thins too. We've all have our, things we've known each other for so long. So it's like this is a marriage as well. I feel this is in itself, it's a marriage, like a friendship marriage, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's like oh my god, like if let's say Jan and I were to like have it out or to have a fight, I feel like, oh my God, what would I do without Jan in my life at this point? Because I've known each other for so long, or Olivia or someone, you know what I'm saying?
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment. Like, okay, it is a commitment. Like, it is a commitment because it's like,
It's like a family member now. Like we're family, you know.
At
It's
this point, and it's
yeah.
like I'm sure I do, and she does say things that we're like,
Mhm.
girl,
Mhm.
like, you know, but I'm just like, you know what? It's like a marriage. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you know
It's
what?
not
Just
worth
let it.
fighting
Is it
over.
worth even bringing it up to her? Because whatever, you know, she has her ways. I have my ways, and but at the end of the day, we have each other in support, and I think that's amazing that we have this because we can talk, we get together, we meet,
And
and
what's
we
good
get
is that,
to vent, and we get to go out, and we get to do things that you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. What would you tell your 30-year-old self? What would you tell yourself when you were 30, like at 30? Like, what would you tell yourself at 30? Like, anything different, or what advice would you give your 30-year-old self?
Hmm. I mean, I don't even know if it would be 30 or 20s, right? Because I
Well,
struggled.
younger
I
then.
think I struggled with my younger self because of that, right? Like you think that, even when I was with my daughter's father, I knew he was not a good person. He wasn't the person for me. I was like, myself as my daughter. And looking back years, right? And now I think that he said, you know what? I apologize. And, you know, you've done such an amazing job. And everything works out because it's supposed to work out that way. You can't make those changes, but I think that leaves stress. I remember there was a time that I was so depressed and so like, with this whole thing when I was meeting Samantha's father and eating and all kind of stuff. I remember I was hospitalized, and I remember that day, that was when I found out that I was pregnant. And I said, God, just take me out of here. And I know that, things are going to get and I know that I suffered for a little bit, and look at me now. Like, I can't imagine like the blessing that my daughter brought into my life. And that even though we struggled, like, to be, hopefully
Yeah, doctor. Yeah, yeah.
and so I think that while we stress and we worry so much, I think life has a way of working out. And, you have to give it time and you have to trust and you have to have faith and believe. I'm a faithful believer and I battles that, and everything happens for a reason. I think that when we were younger, we stressed so much about having that perfect life. And unfortunately, it doesn't always
It doesn't work.
happen.
Yeah. You see yourself in a fairy tale, right? That's why I say to myself, what was important to me then is not really important to me now. It's like you can have a life partner. You don't necessarily have to be married. Look at her sister,
Yvonne.
Yvonne, who, was married for a long time and has now found this partner who she's been with for such a long time. And they complement each other so well and they're not married.
And they've been
And it's
together
like
for over 20 years.
correct. And that's a choice that they have made to like make that almost as if they had that paper, right?
Yeah,
So that's where I look at them and I go, the paper is needed.
absolutely
It's
no.
two individuals that make
Yeah,
a choice to respect each other and always put each other
yeah.
first. Right. So for me, it's like just give yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
I think that's a beautiful give yourself grace because I think the pressure at 30, like, you know, you graduate from college and you're like, oh my God, I gotta work. I gotta find
Trying to
something
figure
to,
out.
you're trying to figure out your life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna get married? You know?
When you gonna and I'm like, and then when you get married, it's when you're having that first child.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah. There's a standard of
chill.
how life is supposed to go.
Supposed to be like.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think with me, for me and my 30, I think I would give a different advice because you girls know my situation, but like at 30, like I was already with two girls and not married. And you know, and I at that point I was still in love with the father of my child. And but it was a very turbulent, you know, relationship and it was like also cheating and it was just like it was really hard because I just wanted that to work. I wanted a family, but I couldn't make it work. And I feel like because we started so young or I started young in that relationship, I feel like um I don't know, I didn't have time to grow. Like I felt like I was so I had a baby at 25, and then
Yeah,
when
you're focused
I was
on
focused on the
parenting.
kids and parenting, and I was a stay-at-home mom for so many years that I feel like I lost myself as an individual, as a woman, as a person, as a I was just mom mode. Like I didn't even care about career. I didn't even care about school. I just was wanted to do the best for the girls, and then make sure that the girls were surrounded by good people, and that's why I had my Desperate Housewives, and I did my thing and everything because of my situation, because I was on and off with him.
Mhm.
So I think my third, like 30 for me was rock. I wouldn't say rock bottom, but I would say it was really, 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 really hard. Like I would definitely, you know, tell my if my daughter Marissa at 30 tells me like, oh my God, mom. Marissa tells me all the time, like, what if I date like a 30 something year old? I'm like, girl, like, relax, okay? You're 22. But then I think about it, I'm like, how can I tell her no? Like I did
Yeah,
the
you did
same
the same
thing,
thing.
I was 21 and he was 35, 36,
Yeah.
So he was much older. And but anyway, yeah. So it really it's definitely life changing, obviously, and you grow when you become 30. And I think honestly, for me, I feel better about myself now at my age, even going through my menopause and everything, but I feel better and more
Yeah.
confident when I hit 40,
In
41,
your stage in
42,
your life.
in my stage of my
Yeah.
life. And despite me marrying James, I just felt
Yeah.
better in my with myself. Like I felt like now I'm a woman. Like in my 30s, I felt like I was still like
Confused.
confused and growing and like,
Yeah.
what do I know? Like I feel like I was still immature,
Yeah.
even though I was a mom with two kids, but I felt like now it's my time to grow and shine,
I think that you spend so much time working and trying to better yourself.
Yes.
And I know that in my 30s, I was like, hungry, and I was like, what can I do? How can I improve?
Right.
So I spent it. I was so focused on that that I really didn't even look back. Now it's more like I'm here, I'm there, I've done it. What now? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it was more like if I could tell myself in my 30s, it would be me telling me to do you. Do you. Do what's best for you, not what's best for your entire family or your husband or for your children. Do you, because that's what I didn't do. I focused on like you, mothering, but being a good mother, being a good wife, moving to another country in my 30s, trying to,
Yeah.
in a country where I didn't speak the language. So it was like me trying to adjust, and that was an issue, that was hard for me. So I would just go back and say, do you find my own passions at an earlier, and not think so much about everybody else, but put myself
So
first.
since we're all on this table and we all have girls, believe it or not,
Mhm.
what advice when they're all pretty much older, like Samantha's older, my daughter's older. I think Annalisa's a little bit younger than our girls, but whatever, she's still growing and she's, there. So what advice do you give your girls at this point, like being who you are, what you've learned, what you've
I
matured,
would
and
tell her to do her. Do you. I'm gonna
despite
tell her do you because right now is the time she's still in school, but I think everybody should put themselves first, like if it means career wise or school wise or I mean, right now it's do it now, do it now, do you, do you. Don't worry, you have a boyfriend and he's gonna stop you from hanging out or doing no, do you. Like,
yeah.
and if that's not person's not gonna allow you to do you or you're, don't let yourself hold yourself back,
Hmm.
and really, that's what I would tell her because it's a big thing. It's a
It
big
is.
thing. Like
It is.
I want her to conquer. I want her to be the best version of
Of
herself. Yeah.
herself,
So
absolutely, yeah. And you?
For Annalise, I would say I continuously always tell her, be your own person. Don't follow people just because you think they're your friends. Um, People will tell you anything. You need to be your own person. You need to do what you want to do and what you feel is best for you. What everybody else thinks outside of that, that's on them. You don't have to carry that burden. You
Mhm.
need to make a choice for you, and
Mhm.
that's it. Be yourself. Be yourself.
So one thing that I remember when I went back to school, and I was getting my master's, one of the statistics that I learned was, and that's when I had, Amanda was very, very young. She
Mhm.
probably wanted that I went back to school. And the statistic was if you come from a stable parent home, especially a woman, like if you're raising, out of wedlock,
Mhm.
your child, the girl, will more than likely get pregnant by the
Yeah.
time that
Mhm.
she's
Mm-hmm.
15, 18 years old. And I was just like, no, that cannot be. That statistics that didn't sit well with me.
Mhm.
And I think that was my ignition to make it a point that that would never happen.
Mhm.
Or my child. I was like,
Mhm.
that cannot happen. That's like the most ridiculous thing. We're living in a different world at this point. That you could have said that, years ago with
Mhm.
research, but not now.
Yeah.
And so I was Samantha's always like number one fan, she gets pusher supporter. And it's tough coming from a single parent home. It's tough. You struggle. I
Yeah.
remember having her next to me while we're in
Well,
school. When
go,
we're in school, when I was in school,
go.
she was outside sitting waiting for me to finish class, and it was 10 o'clock at night.
Mm.
So we struggled a lot, but it wasn't going to determine who we were, who we were
Mhm.
going to become.
Mhm.
And so I think that I instilled with her that level of confidence, hard work,
Yeah.
determination. I still always saw her in the mornings, when I would drop her off, make good choices, school day determine your future,
Mhm.
every day. And she can tell you that. What was one thing mom would tell you every day?
Mhm.
And, just make the choices, make the right, be that leader, be that, the person that, you think is right,
Mhm.
is always going to choose the right thing. And to this day, I think that her level of confidence, and there's not one thing, and I know she struggles because there's a lot of pressure to, for her career and for, and I'm like, don't worry, you got this. Today,
Mhm.
you fail today, but tomorrow's gonna be a better day.
Mhm.
Tomorrow's a new skate. What are
Yeah.
you gonna do different? And it's that strength and that push that you give them,
Mhm.
that confidence. I think that really changes and transforms them.
Mhm.
As long as they feel the love and the support, the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
for
it's
sure.
true.
And I think that, like I said, just do what makes you happy, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but always, do what's good, the right
Mhm.
thing. Don't cut the corners.
Mhm.
They're not gonna, eventually they'll catch up to you.
Mhm.
So I think that, when we have our daughters, building their self confidence and surely, um, I think when they have their fathers in their life, it's very important. And Sam hasn't had that setting. She
Mhm.
really hasn't throughout her life. So I made it a point to have other people around her,
Mhm.
like my brother-in-law,
Mhm.
my brother, that are male figures. My
Mhm.
father, I really part of Sam's life. So she got that. She didn't get the love, but she had so much more love,
Mhm.
and it could be done. So it
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
just me; it was my mother and my sister. Everybody's,
Of course.
rooting for her, supporting. We talk every single day, even though we're all apart, and we make
Mhm.
it a point to connect at some point in the day, to FaceTime, to talk, and she feels the love and support. So even though she hadn't had that father figure all of her life, she's had that
Yeah.
love and support
Mhm.
that has helped her grow, to this beautiful young lady that she is.
Yeah, woman, now for sure. I think with me, with my girls, I think I can relate to Olivia a little bit in that aspect, like being, separated. But I have been fortunate that Gus has been part of the girl's life
Mhm.
for the most part, and he's been a fantastic father in that aspect, and financially and emotionally supportive and stuff. And I think the girls have had that with their dad, and you know, so yeah, my take on the girls is like with to me my biggest thing with the girls is like I don't want them to feel like they're in competition with the world and social media and how they have to look and everything. I want them to be themselves, to feel confident in themselves, because when we were 20 or 20 whatever, we didn't have that competition. We didn't have to like
Mhm.
compare ourselves to most of the stuff.
Yeah.
So I want them just to feel good about themselves and not feel like they have to, and whatever they decide in life, whether they finish school or not school, that's, to me, I'm okay with that, as long as they know what they want to do. If
Mhm.
not everybody's, not everybody is good in school, not everybody's a
Yeah.
test taker, not everybody's
It takes longer
it
for
takes
some
longer for
people. Yeah.
people to, realize and stuff. Like Marissa's taking for sure my path in fashion and design, and she's very artsy and very like out there with me, where Jenna's like more like you guys, or more studious and more, which was reversed in school, because I thought Marissa was going to be the lawyer
Mhm.
and Jenna was going to be the party girl, but Jenna's the one that's a little bit more like, okay, I want to
Mhm.
do this and that. So to me, it's like I don't want them to feel pressured and having that I guess the pressure of other women, of other girls their age, with more or less. And I want them, like what Jana said, just to do you, be you, do what makes you happy, focus. They're young at this age. Our girls are young.
Yeah, they're
They're young. And I know Sam is pretty much ahead of us and she's pretty much figure out her path.
Yeah.
But you never know. Later on that can change,
No, and sometimes we have children that are late bloomers, right? Not all of us bloom at the same time. Where hers could.
Oh
Because I
yes.
have a cousin.
Oh
I can
yes.
tell you, my cousin Rosa. Since I can remember as a child, my cousin Rosa always said she would be a doctor,
Yeah.
and that was her path, and that is
She
what
stuck to it. Yeah.
she
Yeah.
stuck to it, and
Yeah.
So I think some kids have that like in them innate thing.
Yes,
That
it
know right
does.
away.
Yes.
Whereas if you can
Yes.
look at me, it's like I took a path.
Yeah.
Long
I took a long path.
You had a different path. You were
Oh,
military.
yes.
You were in the military.
Yeah.
And then coming out of that was
exactly. So I took a
figuring.
different path. I bloomed, at a different.
Oh, 100%.
I just think, yeah, everybody's different, and listen, like she says, everything happens for a reason. Everybody's path doesn't have to.
And I think you learn from it. It might not be always the path that you want, but you learn from all the.
You become stronger. You become more, resilient. Through whatever life throws at you. I think that everybody's different. Children are different. I knew Sam wanted to be a doctor since she was 5 years old. We have a picture, and this is what I want to be when I grow up, and that's her path. And she was committed from day one.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a doubt in my mind. Now there's others. I mean, my niece and my nephew are completely different. One wants to be basketball. One has the business aspect. My other niece is so
some students go to college and they take classes and they lose a year or two because they realize
100%.
Exactly. So everybody's different and everybody's path is different. And all of our paths are different and we're successful within our own, within whatever we've decided to do.
100%.
Our path has gone. And I think that we have to be okay with that and happy with that.
And I think success is has so many definitions. Like, doesn't mean you're educated. Like, you have success doesn't mean you're PhD or a doctor or a nurse or the success means in so many ways. So I think that success is your own definition and how you feel about yourself and what you succeed in your life. You could be a stay-at-home mom, but that's work in itself, and that's being a successful mom and everything like that. So yeah, so anyway, so this one is bothering me.
Oh, he's ready. He wants
She is ready. No,
Oh,
she wants attention. Come in. Anyway, so I think that's been a good talk. I think we're next time we're gonna try to get all the girls together and get everybody's feedback and see if we can talk with others that it's in our group and another topic, not just menopause or anything like that, but maybe like other topics. We'll see what we talk about the next topic and being opinion. Yeah.
Well,
so I think
thanks
let's have a cheers. The friendship and the success. To the first podcast.
Yeah.
Cheers. All right, let me pause it.